You don't have control over a lot of things, and the earlier you accept that, the better for you. You can't control whether or not people like you. You can't control how they feel about you. You can't control what they do to you, how they treat you. Whether or not they respect you is not entirely in your control. You can try to be better, present yourself well, go above and beyond for people, but the truth is you don't have control over it. People are going to treat you however they feel you should be treated. People are going to respect you or not depending on what they feel about you. People are going to like you or not regardless of what you do, regardless of who you are. You can't control what life throws at you. You can make better decisions, be disciplined, work hard, work smart, do everything right, and out of nowhere, one day you become a victim of something that is none of your business, none of your concern, something that should never have happened to you. There are not a lot of things that you can control, and we have to accept that quickly so we can live and enjoy life more. So we do not stay in one position circling around one perimeter, depressed, angry, sad, screaming, why me? There are 5 stages of grief, they say. Number 1 is denial. This is the "this can't be happening to me" stage, where you refuse to believe that something just happened to you, despite all you've done to avoid it. It's like when you've invested a lot in a relationship with someone, and they break your heart, betray your trust, and are unapologetic about it. You can't believe that they did that to you despite all you've done for them and how good you were to them. It's like when you've lived LD all your life, stayed away from everything the doctors told you to. You've gone above and beyond to be disciplined about what you eat, what you drink, what you do with your body, and then one day you are diagnosed with cancer or a kidney failure or whatever. You're left appalled, speechless. You can't understand it. It shouldn't be happening to you, and you are right, if you had control over it. The second stage is anger. As reality sets in, you become frustrated, easily irritable. You start feeling upset at people, situations, and stuff. Everything annoys you. You see 2 lovers on the road and you immediately project your situation to them. You tell yourself they will break up soon and someone will betray the other. You see a friend group having fun and you think the same. Someone will betray someone's son. You see people on the street living life. Sometimes you see people drinking, smoking, doing all the things you were disciplined never to do. And you immediately get angry at them for no reason. Wait, scratch that. You actually have a good reason. You're wondering why they get to be cancer-free and you are going through it. You're angry at yourself for bridling yourself so much only to end up like this. The third stage is bargaining. This is where your mind tries to regain control by imagining ways things could have turned out differently. It often shows up as, if only I had done this differently. What if I had said something else? Maybe I should have spent more money on them. Maybe if I try this, things can go back to how they were. It's basically you negotiating with reality, even though deep down the outcome can't actually be changed. Bargaining happens because it gives you a sense of control in a situation where you feel powerless, in a situation where you have no control. Instead of fully facing what happened, your mind starts looking for loopholes. They say the fourth stage is depression. This is a period of deep sadness where the weight of the loss really hits you. You feel withdrawn, low, overwhelmed. Everything is just going through you at this point. And the final stage is acceptance. It's the point where you're not exactly okay with what has happened, but you've come to terms with it and are starting to move on. But you know what I think? I think if we want to live life to the fullest and enjoy every bit of time we have left, we ought to make acceptance our first and only stage of grief. The other 4 stages should be culminated under the umbrella of acceptance, not as a separate entity. I'll explain. Let's imagine you are going through heartbreak, a betrayal, or you got diagnosed with a disease that shouldn't be yours. Yeah, it shouldn't be yours, because you've done nothing to deserve it. Anyway, once you've confirmed what has happened, once you've realized without a doubt that there's nothing you can do, once you've realized that it's a situation you can't control, then you first of all take on the stage of acceptance. You accept it, you process it, you agree with it whether you like it or not. Then you bring in the other 4 stages. You get sad, you cry, you get angry, you scream. You imagine all the things you could have done right, but you do all this under the umbrella of acceptance. You tell yourself it has happened and there's nothing you can do about it. I'll give an example. So someone breaks your heart today, right? They were at fault and are still very nasty about it. Instead of starting the whole process with denial, where you think it's impossible and they'll still come back to beg, then anger where you start lashing out about all you've done for them and how ungrateful they are, then bargaining when you start embarrassing yourself and begging that you'll do better even when you are not at fault, then depression when you are actually unproductive to yourself and people around you for the next few weeks or months before you eventually accept it and try to move on. Instead of that, start out with acceptance. Start out agreeing that it's over and then bring the remaining 4 stages under that umbrella. For example, you start feeling like it's not possible for them to have broken up with you, but you're under the cover of acceptance, and acceptance repeats to you that it's over. You start getting angry about how much you've invested in them, but you're under the cover of acceptance, and acceptance lets you know that what's done is done. You don't have to lash out at them or anything, and you should focus on yourself going forward. You get the idea. Now don't misunderstand me. This doesn't make it all simple, and it doesn't mean you'll get over it in days, but it does buy you a lot of time. Time you would have spent wallowing in denial and anger and bargains and depression before you eventually accept it. So if it would have taken you 6 months to complete the first 4 stages before you eventually accept it, this will take you less. Because you see, what the first 4 stages do to you is that it gives you an illusion that it could still work out, that there's something you can do, that it probably was a mistake, that it's impossible for this to be happening to you, and you spend a lot of time begging and embarrassing yourself to people who don't love you anymore. In my example of being diagnosed with cancer, you refuse to get treatment as soon as possible. You just refuse to accept it until a lot of time has passed and it becomes impossible for you to even have a chance of surviving. So when you're in a situation you can't control, accept it first, then process the grief under that umbrella. I assure you, you'll be fine in the quickest time possible. And this works for whether you're at fault or whether you are the victim, whether you are the heartbreaker or whether you are the one who got your heart broken, whether you are the betrayer or the one who got betrayed. Because you see, we all have to live life, no? That you've been a bad person in someone's life doesn't condemn you to a life of utter sadness, you know. You have a right to pick yourself up and desire to move on and live well going forward. So what's the conclusion of this matter? You don't control most things, so learn to live life to the fullest. When situations occur in your life that are beyond your control, accept it and look to move on from it as soon as possible. It takes time to heal, to move on, I know, but you can reduce how long it takes if you accept it earlier. Those extra days, weeks, months that you would spend wallowing in self-pity, sadness and stuff could be better spent in happiness, fun and enjoyment. I personally want to live life well. I want to live a blissful life, a wonderful life. I want the energy coming from my insides to people around me be nothing short of pure, unadulterated joy. And I hope you make a decision today to live life well too. To not stay in denial of things you should accept. To not stay angry over things that you can't control. To not keep bargaining and trying to make things right when it's too late. To not stay depressed. To shake yourself up. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.